Hey you guys, the video I'm doing today is not going to be a typical video where I give commentary on anything, and I really want to address a problematic behavior that I feel has metastasized as a result of relentless evasion of responsibility. It won't be too long, and I really don't even consider this to be a rant, but this morning I woke up to a comment left by a black beta male, and I got into some back and forth with him over why it is that black women are crucial and play an extremely vital role in the existence of our community. And I think to even call it an argument would be an overstatement, because a majority of his statements were nothing more than tirades and contention about how he failed to uplift his own community by trying to inspect faults of black women as opposed to looking at the imperfections of his own being. And I can't stand when some of the black men within our community project their own insecurities or shortcomings onto black women as if men are not the builders and providers of a community. And this is the role intended for men. It's the reason why we are born with masculinity. It's the reason we have the stature and disposition that we do, because it's meant for us to establish infrastructure and a sturdy foundation. And subsequently, women create the warm and nurturing environment for children and the family to thrive in. I don't know if it makes my perspective in this biased, but I am a traditionalist in the sense that these are responsibilities proposed for each respective gender. And I shouldn't have to get on here every time and make these disclaimers about how it's only a faction of some people that participate in reprobate actions and conduct, because if you know that you don't fit the criteria of the situation that I described, then it shouldn't bother you. But because of the emotional estrogen present within this same sector of black men, I get attacked. I get called a black male feminist. I get called all of these epithets because I choose to cling to the old ways of believing that black women, our natural counterparts, are deserving of protection by default. And I'm no longer going to entertain the talking points used by this faction of black men. At first, I did it as a means to think that maybe I can break down misconceptions that some of you may have that were propagated and spoon-fed to you by the larger society's fervent propaganda outlets. But after a lengthy conversation with this particular individual, that type of rationalizing is done. I'm the one that's there when black women are painted as hyper masculine and aggressive to remind the world that black women are feminine and beautiful. I'm the one reinforcing and helping little black girls to understand that they are so much more than what the world tries to depict them as with these negative representations. I'm there to help break down the stigma surrounding that strong, independent black woman stereotype and helping the world to see that this in many ways is a backhanded compliment, because black women do need help and fortification. So don't sit here and patronize me for what I'm doing. Ask yourselves why you're doing everything you can to break down what I'm trying to strengthen. Ask yourself why you hate yourself so much that you project your self-loathing onto the women who give birth to you. Ask yourself why, with all of the research out there, you still choose to date within the group of women who make it their objective to make your life become filled with kamikaze and dismay. Ask yourself why it is that when others help you to understand the errors of your ways, you try and dismiss them and tell them that we're the problems. So here's what's going to happen from here on out. Anytime I see a beta male coming on here trying to justify negativity towards black women, I'm just going to block you. There will be no conversation. You'll simply be done, excused, and face permanent expulsion. What I want to know is, where were you with all this energy for J.W. Lucas when he not only cultivated himself within the confines of our culture, but also disrespected Breonna Taylor? Where was this energy at for Michael Rappaport for his disrespect of the community? What about Chet Hanks, the genetically recessive primate that mimicked black culture by speaking in this whack, fake Jamaican accent? So you all can miss me with this selective outrage of blaming black women for everything, because if we are truly the gatekeepers of our culture and guarded it and our women, no one would think to disrespect us without consequences being firmly established. And how is it that you can even fathom your thoughts to harbor animus towards me when in fact your sector is the primary reason for why the obstinate and uncompromising degeneracy is perpetuated freely throughout our culture? And I've stated this before, how it is that we are complicit in our own oppression, and this is truly an example of that. We can cancel black women with such ferocity, like Chrisette Michele, who tried so hard to get back in the good graces of black people, and we were still so abrasive and callous towards her, and I forgave her. In most instances, black women never get the benefit of the doubt, and when we demonstrate cancel culture, it works on them. But when it comes to the toxicity within people like Snoop Dogg, Lil Duval, No Sense, aka 50 Cent's Little Brain, aka Lil Wayne, and Coke Brown, aka Chris Brown, who have all expressed colorist and derisive comments, none of you have a problem with that. Why are you not calling them out? So spare me with the hypocrisy and the selective outrage. You want to know why black women don't respect this sector of black men? Because they are beyond done and tired of the unrequited love. Black women are the least likely to date outside of their race, which shows the loyalty they have for black men. But it's ridiculous that on a collective level, we can't reciprocate that same love. And you guys know from my community tab, I'm all about reciprocity and mutual exchange. There is no way that this should be a singular dynamic. And I know I already mentioned it, but J.W. Lucas, you were trash. And I hope you lose all of that success, because Breonna Taylor was completely innocent in that situation. And I don't want to hear any excuses. No one better try and detract and say otherwise. My block game is strong, and I don't have a problem proscribing you, and you can talk to the door, because I'm not listening to nonsense about how in the least bit she deserved to lose her life. This will be the only warning you get. Now, call me a feminist, you can call me a simp, whatever, but we know who the real simps are and who the failures are of our community. And I'm never going to stop advocating for black women. This is a channel for black women advocacy, so if you have a problem, like I said, show yourself the door. But anyway, you guys, I just had to come on here and give that little rant. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and I will talk to you in the next one.